Hey YouTubers, thanks for checking out this video. For those of you that don't already know me, my name is Trish with Just Dance, and today I'm gonna help you improve your turns in the waltz. Now, if you haven't already, consider subscribing by clicking that button below so you can get notified on the videos we post on a weekly basis. Our videos are a great supplement to what you're already learning in the studio, and they're gonna be focused on the technical aspects of the different dances that you can learn to really help you become a better dancer. So let's go ahead and get to it. We're gonna get out on that dance floor and learn about some turns in waltz. All right, so when we're thinking about turning, there's a little bit of a misconception as far as in my experience of teaching, in that turns are not always spins, okay? A turn can simply mean that your feet and body is turning to face another direction. So we want to make sure that we understand that in waltz, it's full of turns. We're turning when we do a turning box, and our body is now facing a new alignment, okay? But today, the type of turn that we're going to talk about is a pivot turn. Now, when we're doing a pivot turn with a partner, which I'm not demonstrating with a partner today, but I'm gonna try to paint that picture for you so you can understand where I'm coming from. When you're doing a pivot with a partner, there are two parts to the pivot that happens. The first part, if you're the one stepping forward in between your partner's feet, is called a pivoting action. A pivoting action happens when you step and your free leg doesn't stay held back in contra body movement position. At the end of the turn, in other words, your left foot is going to end up side and slightly back, which allows for your partner to step now in between your feet. This is very important because when you learn about pivot turns, you're always taught leave that foot held back in CB and P, which is very true. But a pivoting action is technically what happens when you're doing a partner pivot, okay? So again, on that first step forward, when you go with your right foot, you're gonna do a pivoting action where you end side and slightly back, allowing your partner to step right in between your foot. Now is where you do the pivot, is on the back half. So your weight's gonna transfer onto the ball of the right foot with your left heel grazing the floor. You're gonna zip your thighs as the turn starts so that your right foot is now held forward in contra body movement position. If you don't know a contra body movement position, which is also known as CBMP, what a lot of teachers call it, it's basically like you're walking on a tightrope, one foot in front of the other. That's contra body movement position. Whereas normally when we walk, our feet are in two separate tracks. When we do pivots, we need to hold one foot back in that same track as the standing foot. Now, if you wanted to do these in a repeated fashion, we would have our pivot, pivoting action, pivot, pivoting action, pivot, pivoting action, pivot, pivoting action. You can syncopate those, meaning make them go faster. 1 and 2, 3, or 1, 2 and 3, or you can keep it all straight time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you can repeat it down the floor. Now, if you are dancing solo, or you're the only one turning and you're not turning in frame, then you can do pivots on every single step, and you would do that. You would step forward on the right foot, leaving that left foot held behind in CBMP. Step back on the left foot, holding that right foot forward in CBMP. Step forward on the right foot, hold the left foot back, CBMP. So each time you do a turn, a pivot turn, you're making a half of a rotation. And you can do these down the floor in a straight line, practicing stepping in that same track. And that's essentially what a pivot turn is. So you can practice these. I recommend you practice them up and down the floor so you can get really good at your turns. And you should practice these in both directions. So when you're going down the floor one direction, you can practice to the right, and also at that spotting so that you can help yourself to go in a straight line. And as you come back down the other way, practice your turns now to the left. So you're stepping now with the left foot forward, right foot held back, and then right foot back, left foot held forward. And this is going to help you immensely in all of your turns when you're doing a pivoting turn in your smooth dances. And more specifically, we were talking about waltz today. So practice that, keep up the great work. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and can't wait to see you all soon. Stay tuned for our next video.